This is my American Express Platinum card, and while some people are still wanting to cancel or they're hating on American Express, for some reason I just keep thriving. So I'm just going to keep talking about this card until it stops giving me value. So today I want to tell a story about the Platinum card and exactly how they got me a reservation for a 5-star award-winning dining experience on Valentine's Day on very, very short notice. Like really short notice. So if you're unfamiliar, the Amex Platinum Card has what's called the Concierge service, and it's essentially a service you get complimentary just by holding that illustrious $695 annual fee card. And the Concierge service has been known to do a lot of things. For the common examples like delivering flowers to your spouse every Valentine's Day. Or maybe you landed in an unfamiliar new city and you have no idea what to do. Well, you call up Concierge, tell them your personality, and they'll give you an entire itinerary of things to do. And even this guy who peed his pants in a restaurant and just needed a new fresh pair of pants to finish his dinner. That's right, they can do all of those things, and part of that is dinner reservations. And there's two things interesting about dinner reservations. Number one is that they have a little bit more power than you do just by calling in, because they're calling on behalf of American Express's concierge service, right? It's some high-level luxury stuff, and they can actually get you reservations for otherwise completely packed and full restaurant experiences. But secondly, they also bought the reservation website, that being Resy.com. And Resy essentially is an assortment of whatever area you're in, a bunch of restaurants that you can make reservations on, similar to OpenTable. But why that's important is that since American Express owns it, they actually have more pull for you if you want to get to a specific restaurant in a specific area, even if it's fully packed. And that's exactly what they did for me on Valentine's Day, baby. So there came a time where we were getting closer to Valentine's Day, and I hadn't booked anything yet. I really thought that I was going to have enough time, and I was like, oh, there's going to be reservations. We're just in a small place called Greenville, South Carolina, right? There's not going to be a million people out there. Well, I was wrong. Come to find out, I go on the Resy app, and there's absolutely none, I repeat, no availability for any restaurants that we wanted to go to, and basically the only ones that had reservations available were, 10 miles away. And there's been a restaurant that my wife's been talking about for months and months on end that I completely forgot and just didn't think about at the time, and she really wanted to go there, so I said, you know what, well, I have to try to make this happen. And the restaurant in question is actually called Scoundrel, right in the heart of Greenville, South Carolina, and the reason she actually picked this was because we watched a Netflix show called The Bear recently. I don't know if you guys watched that, but essentially it's some of the top chefs in the world, and they came together to make their own restaurant, and there's a lot of ups and downs, and there's, the slums of Chicago mixed with the high-class people of some fine dining experiences, and it's an awesome show. And in that, we actually saw what it could actually look like to have a high fine dining experience. So now you can see, I'm trying to book the Scoundrel for Valentine's Day. Come on, man. You know what we're trying to do. And the Scoundrel itself is a high-class restaurant. Look right here. It won a James Beard Award. It's only a couple years old. It was named one of the top restaurants in all of South Carolina. And just looking at their Instagram, I mean, they have some high-quality 8K cameras probably filming all of the cooking that they're doing. I mean, this just looks insane, right? So sure enough, Valentine's Day is on a Wednesday, February 14th this year. Friday comes and I haven't done anything yet. So what do? I jump on the Resy app and I go to see, oh, can I make a reservation for Scoundrel real quick? Come to find out, it's completely booked out. Completely booked up. It's impossible. Don't even try your luck. Better off just trying next year's Valentine's Day, buddy. And even then, it's still going to be hard. So what do? Being a sleazy, platinum card holder? Well, I do what anybody does when they think they have a little bit of status. I go and I call the number right on the back of the card, right there, that US number. And that number essentially routes you right to the concierge service, to which you can ask them whatever you want. So as I'm waiting on the phone for no longer than 30 seconds, I'm rubbing my platinum card genie lamp all together, trying to get my one wish. So what do? I tell them my plight, I tell them my story, I tell them exactly where I want to go, and I also tell them it's my anniversary, a little bit of a push, little white lie. They ask me a couple questions like preferred time, any food allergies and whatnot, any special occasions, in an alternate restaurant that they can get for you if this one is unavailable. To which I reply, there's nothing else available, it has to be Scoundrel, or nothing else, it has to be. Please. And all I have in the back of my mind as I'm saying this is my wife saying, he didn't book anything, did he? He's a piece of... So anyway, they say, got it, Anthony, we will be back in no later than 2 to 5 minutes. So I'm rubbing the genie lamp again, of course, right? They come back and they say, Anthony, I'm sorry to inform you, it's completely booked up. It's impossible to get a reservation. Absolutely impossible. So I start feeling bad. I said, oh no. Man, I really messed this up. I should have done it a lot earlier. I should have done this weeks ago. I'm so stupid. Man, is there really nothing we could do, concierge service? Is there absolutely nothing? So they kind of feel bad for me, but then they say this, which I was unaware of. Well, Anthony, you know what? There's actually 3 things we can do for you today. Number 1 is, do you have the Resy app? And I said, yes, I have the Resy app. And then they say, okay, cool. We're going to do something interesting here. And what they actually described to me was this. They said, we're going to send you a push notification via email to your Resy app. And what that's going to be is a reset password code, and we're going to set it just between us, one specific password to which we can log into your account. So I say, this is kind of interesting. Are you sure you're not a scammer? And they say, we assure you we're not scammers. Okay, we love you at American Express, right? So they say, sure, I'll do anything to get this reservation. Cool. So they choose a password like Venture123, who really knows, and then they say, okay, cool, our accounts are now connected. And what this is going to allow us to do as American Express Concierge is if we happen to see over the next few days an opening that could possibly happen, we're just going to book it for you on your behalf without even asking you, as long as we have your permission. I say, yeah, you can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want to me, Amex. So I say, hell yeah, so we connected accounts, and then cool. So the second thing they say they're going to do is, well, Anthony, unfortunately, this restaurant is closed on Sunday and Monday, so we're going to check tomorrow, and then the last time that we're going to be able to check in with you is Tuesday by 8 p.m. on whether or not we were able to get a reservation for you. Just know it's not guaranteed. It's very unlikely. This is a very booked up place. I'm very familiar with it. It's probably not possible, but that's when we'll be able to check in with you, and we're going to make sure to check on your behalf. The third thing they say to do is, well, go onto the Resy app myself and just to go hit the little button that says Notify Dinner. And basically what's going to do is put me on a wait list so that if something does open up, it'll ping my account and then again ping them, and they'll be able to book it on their behalf. So 3-fold ways to be able to get this reservation for Valentine's Day so my wife doesn't kill me. So I say, thank you very much. We get off the phone, and then I relax for a second. And I say, oh, man. And I just have a bunch of just, man, am I going to be able to get this? Am I a horrible husband? What am I supposed to do? And time goes on and nothing's booked. And I'm thinking about backup plans. I'm like, there's no way I'm going to be able to book this. It's not going to be done for me. There's no way. You know what? To my wife, I said, you know, it's very likely we don't get this. Let's just book this other place as a backup. It's not the greatest place. It's not somewhere we want to go, but we can go there for Valentine's Day, I guess, right? So we have a backup plan, and basically as the days go on, I lose more and more hope. Until I get to about Tuesday around 3 o'clock, and I just say, you know what? We're almost 24 hours away from Valentine's Day and the dinner. Let's just go have fun at this place that I booked, right? We're not getting scoundrel. And I feel really bad about it. I feel like a horrible husband, but I'll fix it next year, right? So right around 3:30 came, about a half hour later. I go to check my email, just as I normally do throughout the day. And what do I see pop up at the top of the entire mail inbox? Resy reservation confirmed. Scoundrel, 9 p.m. Valentine's Day. I was like, what? I said, what is that? No way. I said, is this for real? Is this a joke? And I looked at it a million times. It says, no, confirmation. Resy, scoundrel confirmed under my Resy account for me, 2 guests, right? Me and my wife, and 9 p.m. Valentine's Day. I'm like, no way. Did they do it? Did they make this work? And sure enough, a couple minutes after that, I get a call from Amex Concierge Service, and they say, hey, just want to confirm with you, we actually were able to book 9 p.m. tomorrow. Does that work? Do you want a different time? I was like, no, I don't want a different time. I was like, I don't want to ruin anything. 9 p.m. is good. We're good. Thank you so much. I said, what did you do? Did you like harass them, or did something just open up and I was able to get there perfectly? Like, what did you actually do? And they said, well, Anthony, it's kind of both, right? So one, very often if there is like a waiting list, they can very likely put you to the beginning of the waiting list, considering you have the Platinum Card and you called the concierge. We can kind of put you in front of 10 people, something like that. In this case, it was just because, well, Anthony, I've been working with you, and I've been personally emailing the manager of Scoundrel this entire time from Friday all the way to Tuesday, and they happened to have an availability right at 9 p.m. And they said, yeah, I'm going to put him in immediately for 9 p.m. So basically my guy was emailing them back and forth, and he was like, yeah, I just make sure to respond as quickly as possible. Email them multi times, you know, every single day, seeing if there's a new opening, because I really want to get this reservation for you. And I was like, man, I could hug you through this phone right now. I said, oh my God, that's crazy that you went to these great lengths every single day. Like, I get it's your job, but like, how many other people are doing that on Valentine's Day? Probably a lot. But for them to actually personally do that on my behalf just to get that restaurant, I was completely over the moon. And I was like, basically, you know, with the Platinum Card, right? I was doing all those weird things. And sure enough, now I'm feeling like a baller. I'm like, no way, the Platinum Card got me in the... So now we're walking over to Scoundrel downtown. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling high on life. I'm like, we got this from the Platinum Card. I walk in and say, hey, we have a reservation for 2 under Resy. And they say, amazing. Thank you for being here.
Your table's not quite ready yet, but come enjoy a drink at the bar until your table is ready. And we go to the bar, we're looking at the menu, we got 2 drinks and whatnot, 2 cocktails. I can't remember the names now, but you can see them on the sheet right here. And you can see, look at some of the bottles of wine. They're like $1,000. Like, this is some high class living, right? To which we wait maybe 15 minutes, and then the person at the front desk personally comes over and says, Anthony, your table is now ready. And I say, follow me, and we go and we sit down, and we have this entire booth with a nice, rose here for Valentine's Day and candles, and it's feeling romantic. The light is very dim. It's amazing. It's almost like we're kind of private on the side here. And then the waiter comes over and he says things I've never heard before. Like, I don't know, we have like steamed flounder for like $120 and you can kind of share it. And I'm just like, I don't know, man. I just kind of want a burger. I'm not really high class like that. Meanwhile, they got caviar, they got tomahawk steaks, they got some of the craziest stuff you can imagine. But one thing interesting happened that I was not expecting at all, which was while we took our order, some other guy came over and said not a word and delivered us 2 drinks. The exact same drinks we actually ordered at the bar, just, new ones. And we didn't order that. We didn't tell anybody about those drinks. It was just at the bar. And this guy just came over and gave us those exact drinks twice without us ever asking for it. And we were like, what was that? We were like, did we just get drinks for free? Or did they just charge us an extra amount of drinks without us asking for it? What actually happened there? I got the burger. It was called the Dirty Rotten Scoundrel. And I told the guy not to call me a Dirty Rotten Scoundrel. And he thought it was funny. But basically it was 2 stacked patties with a bunch of fries. And she got an awesome steak, which she felt bad about getting because it was expensive. But I told her, just get it. Why not? We don't go out that often. And, we're here. We're lucky to even be here in the first place. And her steak was really, really good. She said it was the best steak she's ever had in her entire life. And when I tell you, this is how I know. Anthony Venture tip right here, okay? Anthony Venture exclusive. You know it's a high-class restaurant when they never let you go empty on your water. Trust me when I tell you, if they don't let the water run out, if it gets to like pretty low and they rush over and they fill up your water again, that's a good place, and you need to go there. And they care about you. If you want to go one step above that, I've been to places that just give you the entire water jug in the vase. That's even higher class, but this was fine. I basically was just endless water, like endless breadsticks at Olive Garden, right? But this is endless water, and I appreciate my water. And then I go to the bathroom, and you can see this artwork on the walls. It's really cool. They got some golden stuff in there. Like, this is a pretty cool place. And then we come back, and they say, okay, we're going to give you your bill now. So we get the bill, and I'm checking the bill, and there's no those drinks. And remember those drinks that we got earlier? They never charged us. So I'm speculating that because the Amex Concierge put in a good word that it was our anniversary, they actually gave us a free round of drinks because there was no special going on because it was Valentine's Day, no nothing. We paid for the first drinks, but we didn't have to pay for the second round of drinks, which is pretty cool, let's be honest. Like, that was like $30 saved. So shout out to the concierge for that. And then I made one mistake. Guys, I made a pretty, not fatal mistake, but it was a big mistake. And what I did was, amidst all of the crazy changes that have been going on, my mind, I guess, got intermingled, got intertwined, and I tried to pay with my Delta Gold business card. Not just mine, but also my wife. So we split the bill between the 2 cards. I said $10 on hers and the rest on mine. The reason being is because I, for some reason, mistakenly remembered that the Delta Gold card, I thought it had the Resy credits on it until I found out, oh, it's only Platinum and Reserve that had them, not the Gold business one. So I was like, oh no, I missed out on like 4x on my Gold card. Well, we got 2x for restaurants and stuff for the Delta Gold Sky Miles. You live and you learn, right? That's why I love talking about the Platinum Card just so much. I get so much value from it, and that's exactly what I talk about in this video here, and an even better experience that I think I'm about to get at the Waldorf Astoria in DC that I booked with my Amex Platinum FHR credits. So I hope to see you there, and as always, come here, Platinum Card. If you made it to this point, type Anthony is a freak in the comments.